What is going on, guys? It's your boy Kazak here, and today I want to talk about Capcom. Yes, we're talking about more Capcom once again, but today I wanted to focus on something a little bit different. So, in case you guys didn't know, Capcom recently announced two new projects that they were working on back at the Game Awards. One of which being a brand new Unimusha title coming out in 2026, and the other being a brand new Okami sequel being directed by the one and only Hideki Kamiya. So when we got those crazy announcements, I thought it couldn't get any better than that, but recently there has been a lot of articles floating around now that has been stating that Capcom is interested in bringing back more of their dormant IPs again. So a lot of older IPs that we haven't seen a whole lot in recent years, like Breath of Fire, Mega Man, or Dino Crisis. Now a lot of these games actually do have a chance to come back in a brand new and interesting way, whether that be remakes or sequels. So this is really awesome to see, man. The future for Capcom is looking extremely promising, and on this video, I'm going to give you guys my personal picks for Capcom IPs or franchises that I would absolutely love to see come back. So obviously the first pick is going to be Breath of Fire, and you guys know that I am a massive JRPG enthusiast, so it's no secret that Breath of Fire was going to be on this list. However, it's really surprising to me that Capcom has never done anything with this franchise, considering the fact that in the current state of gaming, JRPGs are flourishing, man. JRPGs have been extremely popular, probably the most popular that they've ever been. So the fact that Capcom has never really took advantage of the franchise to make a brand new sequel or a remake or even a remaster is just really shocking to me, man. I think that this series has way too much potential to just fade to obscurity. And now that they're focusing on older IPs again and bringing those back, this is the perfect opportunity to bring Breath of Fire back to the limelight and bring it back in front of the faces of a completely brand new audience. I mean, they can do so much with this series. They could make straight up like a real Breath of Fire 6, not that mobile game bull crap or whatever that was. I'm talking about a real Breath of Fire 6 that's on consoles with high quality gameplay, high quality characters, story writing, all that good stuff. That's what I really want to see. Or heck, they could even take the remake route and remake games like Breath of Fire 4, which I think would be really cool to see how they would expand the story between Ryu and Folu, because to be honest, the original Breath of Fire 4, as much as I do love that game, didn't do the best job exploring the history behind Ryu and Folu. I think they could have done a little bit better in the original game, but with a brand new remake, it could actually expand that storyline way more and make it more of a vocal point in that game. I mean, hell, why stop there? We can make a whole like Folu prequel game where the story is literally just centered around Folu before the events of Breath of Fire 4. I mean, I think that would be actually really dope to see come to fruition, man. I think that would be really cool, especially since he is also just a really badass character too. I feel like it would kind of be very interesting to see him actually get his own game and be able to spend more time with him as a character and all that stuff. I don't know. That's just an idea that I came up with. Listen, Capcom, if you want to take me up on that offer, by all means, feel free to do so. But no, there's all that to say is that Breath of Fire has so many different avenues it could go to, whether that be a brand new sequel or a remake or even just a collection. I think that this series just has way too much potential to just go to waste, and especially now in an era where JRPGs are at like their all-time best now. Like, people are paying attention to JRPGs more than ever. I think it's time for Capcom to bring back their flagship JRPG franchise and make it poppin', man. And I definitely see this actually being a success. I can see it without a doubt. Just make a Breath of Fire 6, make it like with beautiful anime graphics, awesome like anime opening on top of that, with fun gameplay and unique characters and great story and the fantastic music as well. I mean, the sky's the limit here. I mean, sheesh, man. Come on, Capcom, bring back Breath of Fire. That's all I'm trying to say. Now, this one is a little bit out there and might be for more hardcore Capcom fans, but for me, I would love to see a brand new Sengoku Basara game. in case you don't know what this franchise is basically Capcom's take on the whole Dynasty Warrior / Musou genre. And these games were absolutely fantastic. I mean, these games were super underrated in my opinion. And unfortunately, a lot of the games have not really came out over here in the West. In fact, the only games that came out here was Devil Kings, which was the first Basara game in Japanese, and the third game, Basara 3, which was called Basara Samurai Heroes over here in the West. So, as you can tell, this series has not really gotten a lot of attention or love over here in the West. So, I would personally love to see them put more of an effort into bringing these games over here, because again, honestly, these games were so freaking good that a lot of them really do rival a lot of like the Dynasty Warriors and the Samurai Warriors games that came out in recent memory. In fact, in my opinion, Sengoku Basara 4, which was the latest entry that came out on the PlayStation 4 in Japan, in my opinion, is the best modern Musou-like game that has come out to this very day. And again, I think that for a franchise of such high quality, it really seems odd that Capcom has never really given it another shot over here. And it's really unfortunate because I believe this series is actually popular in like more Eastern countries and stuff like that. It's very popular over there, but it just never really took off here. And that's mainly because of the fact that Capcom hasn't really bothered to localize these games for us to enjoy and play. I mean, we've only gotten like 2 games over here, and a lot of them have only been stuck to just Japan only. So I would actually love to see Capcom make an effort to bring these games back, whether it be in the form of remasters or a brand new like Sengoku Basara 5, which is complete with like an English dub and new characters and all that stuff. I would just like to see this franchise come back and actually be localized for us to play and to enjoy. I mean, it's really such a wacky series, but when you jump into it, play it, it is such a good freaking time, especially for like a game of a Musou genre. Now, I know some people kind of have their opinions about Musou games and some people will scoff at them, but generally, if you actually took the time to play a Basara game, you would actually be surprised by just how in-depth and really fun these games actually are. And I want to take the time to actually rep this game more, or this franchise more, because again, it's one of those weird Capcom franchises that not too many people talk about, nor do I really see anybody bring attention to. But it's a franchise that if it came back with a brand new game over here and it's worldwide release and stuff, trust me, I would be buying that day one. So that would be a game I would be super happy and beyond excited to see, because again, I'm a big Musou fan. So again, to have another Musou-like game from a different company that also knows how to do these games extremely well would be awesome to see. Next up, we have Darkstalkers. And you know, it's honestly surprising that we haven't seen anything related to this franchise in such a long time, considering how well beloved it is in the Capcom community. Even in the fighting game community, this has been a game that a lot of people have wanted to see more and more of, but unfortunately, there just hasn't been any information about it. Now, granted, we did get re-releases of some of the games on the Capcom Fighting Collection Volume 1, but when it comes to a brand new mainline entry, we have not seen that at all. In fact, it's been like, what, almost like 2 decades since we've actually seen a brand new game in this franchise. It's crazy, man. It's absolutely crazy. However, in the current state that modern fighting games are in, I feel like Darkstalkers would be a really great shakeup to the fighting game community, especially since this is a game where it isn't just regular humans fighting and all that stuff. No, we got like freaking werewolves using nunchucks and all that stuff. Sexy succubus. Little Red Riding Hood is also carrying a bunch of strap on her, like all these like guns and all this crazy stuff. And then you have like the Demon Lord Jeddah and stuff like that. Fishmen, Yetis, ghost samurais and all this stuff. Darkstalkers is a really freaking crazy series, man. It's a series that's filled to the brim with a lot of unique and crazy monster characters and archetypes and stuff. So, I don't know, man. I feel like that would be really cool to see, especially, you know, in a more modern way, in a more modernized style and stuff. Now, I do understand that Darkstalkers is kind of in a very interesting spot where they would have to find somebody who would be able to actually do this franchise justice, but I don't think it'd be too difficult to do that. And besides, you know, there's currently other fighting games that have been taking long hiatuses and still came back with brand new entries that performed pretty well. I mean, just look at games like King of Fighters. King of Fighters 14, yeah, it did, like, people did criticize for its graphics, but it did succeed, and we got KOF 15, and now we're getting Fatal Fury. We're getting another Fatal Fury game, and even Samurai Showdown, another game that's been on a very long hiatus, came out with a brand new entry, and that also performed extremely well. So if these other fighting game franchises can come back and perform really good, then I also believe that Darkstalkers has a chance to make a brand new audience and to attract that audience and to be extremely successful. I think it's possible, man. I really believe that. So I don't know, Capcom, why not try it? So since we are on the topic of fighting games, I also want to talk about another game that's even more obscure and more niche than Darkstalkers is, and that is Rival Schools. Yes, I believe that Rival Schools should also come back with a brand new sequel. Now, even though we are technically getting a remaster for this series, which is called Project Justice, for the Capcom Fighter Collection Volume 2, which, listen, I am extremely excited to get my hands on that solely because of that. I mean, that game is so dang fun and just so charming that I'm really happy that they're putting it in the collection. And again, this is automatically, I'm buying that collection. I'm buying 3 copies of it. Simple as that. But back to the main point. A brand new, fully realized sequel for a Rival Schools game, in my opinion, would be really awesome to see, especially in this current era of fighting games. Especially in a game where you can do a lot of cool stuff in there. Like, you get to pick as like 3 different characters, and during in the middle of combat, you can actually do team specials with either one of your favorite characters, and it's really cool to see, man. Plus, the game is very interesting in the sense that it is a 3D fighter, but it also kind of plays like a 2D fighter as well. You know, granted, it's not like how Street Fighter EX was, where, you know, it is 3D, but it's strictly kind of like 2D at the same time. No, this game actually utilizes 3D movements while also incorporating a lot of fun team-based combos and attacks and stuff like that. Plus, I think it would be interesting to have another 3D fighting game that isn't just Tekken or Virtual Fighter. Now, don't get me wrong, I am so excited to see that Virtual Fighter is coming back, but I think we still need more variety when it comes to the 3D fighting game space. And I think that Rival Schools fills that space up pretty well, in my opinion. So, why not? Of course, this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody, but obviously, I want another brand new Mega Man game. Listen, I've been begging for a new Mega Man title for a very, very long time now, and I don't care what it is, man. I don't care if it's a Mega Man X9, or even if it's Mega Man Legends 3, or a Legends collection. Heavy emphasis on Legends, by the way. Either way, I just want to see something new for Mega Man when it comes to games. Now, I understand there are a lot of factors that play into, you know, Mega Man not really getting that many releases over the past couple of years, but I mean, let's be honest here. Mega Man is literally the face of Capcom. You know, for a character that is so beloved and seen as a legendary gaming icon, it's really odd to see that this Blue Bomber hasn't really gotten anything in the past couple of years outside of Mega Man 11, which even for that game, I was kind of surprised by how little support Capcom was giving it. I mean, there was basically no DLC content for the game at all. You know, no playable Proto Man or no playable base or role DLC or nothing like that. No extra stages or anything of the sort. It just sort of came and went, basically, which was odd to me, because the one time that I actually wanted Capcom to give me DLC content for a game that I really enjoyed, they end up not doing so. And I don't know, I felt like that was a very odd choice for them to not, put any sort of other content into this game, despite how much people have been wanting Mega Man content. I don't know, it's weird to me. Now granted, we also did get the Battle Network Collection too, which I absolutely love the Battle Network Collection as well. I basically poured over like 200 hours into that collection because it was just such a great remaster that still kept all the games extremely faithful and stuff like that. So I appreciate them for doing the Battle Network Collection. But I don't know, when it comes to Mega Man as a whole, it still feels like as if we constantly have to keep on fighting just to get the Blue Bomb or some more content, man. It feels odd, but I do understand the circumstances because, my guess is that Capcom is just afraid to do Mega Man games. And when I say afraid, I'm not saying like, oh, they're cowardly or anything like that. I'm saying that because of the fact that Mega Man is such a respected and legendary icon in the gaming space, they probably just want to figure out the best direction for Mega Man, and they don't want to pull a certain direction or go a certain direction where it would screw over Mega Man and screw over the image of the character. So I do recognize that they are probably just trying to find ways and just trying to see what the best avenue is for Mega Man. But I would just like to know a little bit, like, I just want to know, like, what the status is for Mega Man. Are they interested in doing more Mega Man games, or are they not? I don't know. But that is something that only time will tell. And since they are doing this whole, since they are interested in actually bringing back these older IPs again, maybe Mega Man is one of those IPs. Maybe it's the Mega Man Legends franchise, bringing back Mega Man Legends 3. Granted, I'm not holding my breath on that. At most, I'm expecting a Legends collection, which I desperately hope that they do. And if they do, then trust me, I will be buying 3 copies of it. I will get as many copies as I possibly can. I'll buy the collector's edition. I'll buy whatever edition. I don't care if it's like the deluxe edition or the premium or the collector's one. I'm buying a full-blown, I'm buying it, man. If it's Mega Man Legends, a legacy collection of it, I'm buying it. That's all you really need to know. In fact, if it's like a Legends 3 or Mega Man X9 or whatever, I am buying those without a doubt too. Even if it's Battle Network 7, a brand new Battle Network game, I'm also buying that too, man. But that aside, I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to talk about when it comes to Capcom bringing back some of their older IPs and stuff like that. Let me know what IPs that you guys want to see come back in the future at some point. I'm interested to see what you guys think about this conversation as well. But yeah, until the next video, this was Kazak, man, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.